down to a level that maybe British Hurricane is also operating on with this fresher main tank.
Yeah, temporary stand-in last week, of course. And then we saw Numlock to depart over to North America. Haddy's been stepping up there. His Reinhardt was actually really spectacular last week. British Hurricane specifically have a very, very good eye for talent, so we are expecting a lot of Haddy, and he hasn't let us down just yet.
Leaf's going to be trying to lock down these sightlines right now. Won't be suffering from damage drop-off on that Hanzo. Can, of course, get the one-shots as Haddy tries to claim this space. But already, it looks like Happycool's off the edge.
That's a nice little ball from Milkman. No thrusters for Happycool. Danner's going to find a kill as well onto Yofi. Now Davin can just sit behind the shield and just hop away. There's Box Life. Erased right in front of your very eyes. And British Hurricane dive into Gigantti. End up getting erased. That's almost a full team kill. No one actually went down on the side of Team Gigantti.
And Zappos can do so well with a wall here to try and block off any support for any diving tanks. If Haddy dives in on that Winston, just put the wall up behind him. He hasn't got anywhere to go. He can either go down into the pit, or he can just go into the midst of a team that are trying to break him on down. With double snipe here from Team Gigantti also means it's very hard to take this engagement from Rage. Look, they're just focusing on breaking that shield. There's the Hulk, there's the hook.
Hook straight onto Danid. Davin's going to find the insta-kill. Zuppy gets hooked in as well, but he's got all the support he really needs. Was able to back off. Supercharger not quite there just yet, so he should just wait it out for the moment. 100 HP, don't really want to peek, to be honest. Gigantti is still going to hold this point as well. Leaf sending out the Dragon Strike to split the rest of British Hurricane. Sends out a little bit of damage, and Suna knew exactly where Leaf was going. He ends up falling, Zuppe as well, and they've only got one resurrection, so they decide to get Leaf up.
Yeah,
Zuppe was in a bit of an unresable position.
He's not going to be able to be there for a little bit now. British Hurricane moving straight onto the point, but there is going to be some contesting coming through from Zappos. Icebox been used. Both the cooldowns are gone. This is the time to really take advantage.
Surprising how much hold charge he actually has on the Mei. He hasn't been able to get up close and personal with anybody. He might get it in this next engagement. Danid is going to go down. Hypnosite activated for Suna. Resurrection onto Danid, but Milky Man and Zappos end up falling as well. And now Hurricane just controlling the point, controlling the space. Zuppe tried to use that ult to push everybody off and find some maybe environmental kills. Didn't end up working out, and Hurricane managed to find the flip.
I've got to give credit to Zappos for being able to milk that much percentage out of a fight that was going on. Team Gigantti were on the back foot for such a long time. Lobo, unfortunately, didn't have a Valkyrie. He wanted the additional healing, because that does bring the healing of the Mercy up from 50 to 60 HPS. Maybe that could have kept Zappos alive long enough to use for Blizzard. It is going to be the site active from Danid. No surprises can come through from British Hurricane right now. Looking to try and get some value out of a supercharger, but British Hurricane smartly, they disengage.
Nice little headshot. Damage boosted as well, that supercharger, so much damage. Resurrection's going to come through now. Zappos buying a lot of space with that ult, but can't follow this up himself. And the Orisa's going to hide in the corner using that Fortify also. British Hurricane able to just survive that out with the Transcendence and some smart positioning. Dragons as well are going to come through as they get halted into it. Does it assist in the kill onto Happycool, and Bok ends up going down as well. Davin trying to find this man for man, but Suna is getting the better of him more often than not. And Milky Man end up falling, but Harry, he instantly gets raised. They still got that Mercy online.
Team Gigantti still need to take a point, though. It's going to be a duel between these snipers sooner. Davin, neither of them really wants to peek this, but they both want to hit that head and relieve the pressure on the remainder of their team. Down goes the Supercharger.
Going to come out. There's the hook, there's the hole, there's the insta-kill onto Danid. Thank you very much. Now Zuppe on the sidelines. Gigantti managed to find the flip no matter that Supercharger going down. Gigantti able to claim space. Zuppe Zappos ends up falling. Zuppe on the sidelines using the whole hog again, but he's out in the open. Easily able to get dealt with. A hook onto Lilbo, ends his life rather prominently as well. British Hurricane, they might have lost it for a second, but they end up recapping.
Yeah, and it's so crucial to think, right, when you are on that Roadhog, sure, you can actually secure a kill in many cases by going for the whole the hook, the shot, and then the whole hog as well. But like you said, Zuppe had no cover right there, and he's up against double sniper, including an Orisa and a Roadhog as well, so there's so much fire going into him, he can't use Take a Breather. That's one of the main things about whole hog. It's sort of like Barrage, and then it makes you a very easy target because you're slow moving, you got that big hitbox and no abilities to bear. Time is going to run short.
Davin's found the first kill, but then it gets raised. There's the hook onto Zuppe, instantly killed. See how many assists are in the kill feed there for Bok. There's a whole bunch. Lilbo's going to go down as well. Nice sight by Snuna, and there's going to have to be the DPS popping off for Gigantti now. British Hurricane are holding this point firm. Bok's even got a Transcendence also. OT's ticking through. Leaf and Zappos ends up going down. Davin's killed Snuna twice now in this fight, but it doesn't matter. They can't touch the point. It's a winner versus 6 people. It's pretty much done.
I'm really a fan of how Haddy's playing around his shields right now. Jaws is not demanding a huge amount of attention from Yofi, because he knows that Yofi's going to be in one of the worst positions if he has to fly out on that Mercy and be trapped behind that shield. He's got 2 snipers staring it down. Those snipers are going to be trying to generate a crossfire, and also on top of that, there's potential to be halt and hooked over the shield. So instead, Haddy's playing a little bit more passively, he's allowing Bucket's Harmony ult to be all the healing he needs on that Orisa by juggling his cooldown so well. Shield goes down, okay, I'll pop Fortify, so I'm taking less damage. I'll use the physical cover, rotate in and out of that to mean I take less damage and I can be sustained by the Senyata. That means Yofi, he's free to get those damage boosts where he needs to, and he can fly around the backline in less of a direct line of fire from those snipers. Moving on, Leaf going over on to the Pharah. He's going to be meeting Hathicall in the sky. They both want aerial superiority, but Daned, he's going to be fists on the ground right now, bringing out his signature hero. We've known him for so long as an effective Doomfist. The question is, will he be able to get any value against Team Gigantti's composition? He's going to be very difficult to try and get onto Lilbo up in the air. It's got to be all about trying to catch out Zuppe.
Well, the thing is, he's got Brigitte at his back as well, right? And he also has Davinch trying to hack him away. Maybe Doomfist isn't the best pick here, but finding an initial fight with the Doomfist left uncontested could be the option that British Hurricane want to go for. Send everything in, burn cooldowns, then send the Doomfist in for the assassination. Danner playing it fairly slow, just looking for the punch kills. You can see the rest of Gigantti just avoiding these walls to make sure they don't get rocket punched in. Hack onto Milky Man so he can't use those over shields, but Danner has to back off as well. And Hattie actually gets taken care of. Zuppe manages to check Hathicall in the skies. That's what I was talking about. The cooldowns end up going down. The assassination onto Zuppe is there, but the rest of Gigantti are also there to match him.
Yeah, but Suna, right now, not getting quite as much value as Davin, I don't think, because Davin's just doing so much warding away this Doomfist.
This point actually hasn't been taken either. Hattie comes in with a pile driver. That EMP coming out so early from Suna results in a couple of kills for Hurricane. They're going to flip this fight completely around.
I said Suna wasn't getting value, but that was a huge EMP. It facilitated the slam down from Hattie. 2 kills from one pile driver. Pancakes are on the house tonight for everyone in British Hurricane. And Team Gigantti, they didn't get the first cap there despite it looking so good after that pick onto Zuppe. Weirdly, it means Daned had to commit into the back line. Suna taken down, early pick. This is good news for Gigantti. They can move forward now with the ultimates that they have. Almost 5 available. You need to get a lot of value out of Yofi's Valkyrie.
Oh man, Little Bo's so low, he has to be so careful. Mine's on the point. There's the EMP as well. Hathicall can't use ult, nor his thruster packs. Old-fashioned rocket jump to try and get some air, but doesn't really find anything with it, to be honest. He's now still hiding behind the statue. Meteor Strike's going to come out as well. Daned using that to get to safety, maybe. Nope, straight on top of the Mize. Destroy a lot of them, but instantly gets slept as he comes down. Barrage is going to come through. It eliminates Milkman almost instantly, and now the mines come through from Hurricane. Now it's going to be super hard for Gigantti to touch this point. Leaf gets slept in midair, but he's already done the damage. Hathicalls are going to go down here, and now they can just control this point, but Yofi was able to get the res off for free.
That was such an important res. How did that manage to happen? They knocked away the Brigida. No stun available for Leaf. Bucket's under pressure, but he's almost got the nano.
Oh, beautiful sleep. Box not in trouble anymore. Hurricane still control this point as well. It's 60%. There's so much point presence and point control as well coming through from Hurricane. Even Danner doing his part. He's so tanky when he dives in, Harry, with those overshields.
That he is. Offense is the best defense, at least that's what the Talon Master says. And so much of Team Gigantti right now is focused on shutting down Daned. We've seen the hacks, we've seen the sleep, we've seen the shield bash. But when you're committing those to Daned, you let Hathicall and Suna reign free and you cannot discount them.
Daned faking out the punch. Doesn't want to get stunned up. Speaking of stuns, there's one. EMP's going to have to come online soon. Davin's got 90%, but 90% is now on the ball for British Hurricane. 10% away, and they're going to instantly take the map. A very aggressive dive from Hathicall might work out for him. Zuppe ends up going down. Leaf gets res, but now Team Gigantti with only 1 healer. Hathicall takes Leaf straight out of the sky, and now it's all on Davin and Zappis to get back to this point and stall out for longer.
Hathicall looking like the Rocket Queen right now. He's getting everything he wants and more. He got the nano boost, he got the damage boost, and no one's going to be there, Jaws.
Yeah, Little Bo got taken down. Nose heals for Gigantti, and Hurricane with a 2-0 on Nepal. Take it cleanly.
Yeah, and that's not what everyone expected. We thought that Hurricane may be slightly weakened by the loss of Numlocked as such a vocal caller and, of course, a very skilled main tank, and replacing him with Hattie, who I think it's fair to say is a little bit more of a green main tank, not to be lacking skill, but he hasn't seen as much competition in Contenders as Numlocked has. But evidently, the calls right now, super good. I love that double kill with a pile driver, very well coordinated with Suna, who's starting to shine on this Sombra as well, and they're taking advantage of how much attention Danid demands by being a fantastic Doomfist.
Yeah, it takes a heck of a amount of comms there, and the structure of comms too, to listen to that call to go in. The EMP comes out. Guys, we can still win this. They're so close to capping, but via EMP, we can easily get the wrecking ball on the back line. That's exactly what happened. It resulted in a map win as well. British Hurricane 1-0 up at the moment. Don't go anywhere, though. Map number 2 coming up soon. Hey guys, welcome back. Map number 2 coming up very soon, and maybe not the start you were expecting if you're a Gigantti fan. British Hurricane kind of rolling over them on Nepal, a clean 2-0. And really, we are looking at Hadi. All eyes are on him right now to fill those big boots of Numlock that he did leave behind before departing to NA. And currently, he's looking pretty solid. On the Winston, maybe not so much, as they did kind of get out-comped when they ran out the gate on Sanctum. But switching up, his Ryan's been pretty clean. Orisa too. He's looking like a solid fit for Hurricane.
Yeah, he's combining so well with Happy Call as well for these Orisa, Roadhog sort of like tank compositions, which we imagine is going to be one of the most popular things going into our playoffs. Speaking of which, let's look out for macros as we go over to Temple of Anubis. Right now, Jaws, Gigantti, they're a lock for playoffs. What they are not a lock for, however, is our top 2. They're playing for that bye to go straight into the semi-finals as we move into playoffs. Meanwhile, British Hurricane is looking good, but there's no guarantee right now that they will be getting in. So they need to claim this match win and as many map wins as possible so they can get that old green bar, sending them on through to our playoffs.
British Hurricane on defense, Gigantti on the offense. Didn't mean Gigantti want to start. It's kind of been the trend, really. Most teams that have to end up picking the side, they want to go for the offense first. Very easy to kind of change comps as well. Got Sparker in for Hurricane. Not so much of a surprise there. We see him on maps that do dominate with the winner, Anubis being one of those. Not so much second point, but first point can be basically won by a Widowmaker, to be fair.
That's what British Hurricane are going to hope for. They only want to really play that first point. And bringing in Sparker on the defense with Widowmaker, that's the best way to really do that. We have seen British Hurricane, they do have sort of like a penchant for bringing in a Widowmaker specialist. We saw it with Nesh before. Happy Cool. Okay.
Quad DPS.
What are you up to, British Hurricane? Hadi's going to be the solo tank here, and this is another thing about Hadi's more passive play on the Orisa, where he can play his health bar so well to not require too much healing, is that Yofi will be free to move between these 4 DPS, who are definitely going to be needing a lot more healing, perhaps with the exception of Bucket, who can use his Ice Block to have a bit of self-healing. Gigantti, they're going to move forward, triple DPS, and Milky Man's already caught himself a headshot.
That he has. Same with Bucket, though. He's going to be able to land those right clicks pretty easily. Rather large targets are the Hog and the Orisa, of course. Nice little pull. No hooks to be combined with it, though. They are just looking for those headshots more than anything. Davin gets a pick off here onto anybody rather squishy. He's going to land a British Hurricane in rather hot water.
That it is. Bucket's got a really important job here. He needs to use his walls to block incoming halts from Milky Man or hooks from Zuppe. That's one of the main win conditions for the side of Gigantti. Get that whole hook combo, make sure that someone's in an unresable position for Yofi. Hafikul, he's throwing in these grenades. He wants to build up towards that Riptide because it can be so difficult to avoid.
Oh, Hadi's already dead. Yofi going to be so careful now. He does manage to get the res off, luckily. Doesn't get pulled in. Hafikul now trying to control the top side. Sparker gets flanked. Zuppe finds the kill, and now it's only Hafikul really on the point trying to defend. British Hurricane are going to have a tough time rotating. There's Hafikul going down. Gigantti, after popping that Valkyrie, should just be able to have this point. Dragon Strike is going to come through regardless. It's probably going to signal a swap. I wouldn't throw it in there if you only got 2 people alive. Gigantti kind of walking in this one fairly easily in. It was just on that pick on Hadi, and it's like, wow, all this free space, thank you very much. You have to commit the res. We walk on point. Now you can't rotate.
Yeah, and Yofi fell so low from a body shot from a sniper that he wasn't really confident to be able to fly out from behind that shield and offer healing to people who are a lot more of a dangerous angle. Davin hitting that headshot gives him the infra sights. Now they're very well informed as to where they can plant their Dragon Strike, where they can plant their halts to inform the hooks. They don't even need to use the Halt hook at the moment because Zuppe knows exactly where everyone is. He just needs to aim, and we know he has it.
There it is. Sparker ends up going down. Valkyrie's going to come through as well. Nice double tap on that headshot. Now everybody's moving on the point. That's a very, very precarious position for Hadi to be in. Bok actually gets his ult cancelled as well. He tried to throw it out, but it didn't work. Hadi's going to get resurrected, at least in time, but instantly killed off by Leaf. British Hurricane, Gigantti, sorry, taking over the game now. This is very, very scary. If you're British Hurricane, you're going to be able to get back to the point, yes, but at the end of it all, this is going to be one ult for Gigantti to try and stall this out. They got the Blizzard. They have Little Bo's ultimate as well.
Yeah, there's so many members of Team Gigantti right now frozen up. They're trying to make sure they can brawl this one out, and they are going to do it with their snipers.
Yeah, Davin set up on the high ground. This is pretty easy peasy from here on out. No cooldowns left for the Mei either. Zuppe trying to find the left clicks. Doesn't end up getting it. Gets walled off too, but the rest of the team are going to be more than fine. Leaf with a double kill and a melee onto Sparker, and now it's all about killing off the staggering members. Although I say that, Hafikul actually blows up one, and that is Zuppe, and now everybody from British Hurricane going to be able to trickle back on the point.
Indeed so. Hadi's going to be there, keep it contested. We've still got Spark coming in, trying to use for tracking.
Okay, 94% was gained there for Team Gigantti, but they didn't manage to get it. British Hurricane comes out big, or in fact, Hafikal did. Blows up one target, and that's it. That whole hog comes through. You can't use the shield, and it was open season ready for them.
Our colors in the UI being a little bit weird right now. Team Gigantti, though, they do have a very well-informed Dragon Strike. We talk about how Widowmaker's ultimate, the Infrasize, is more about information rather than just being a huge playmaker, because it allows Leaf and Zupe to be able to use their ultimate so much more effectively. You know where everyone is, and you can try and combine that Dragon Strike with a Hulk from Milky Man to have an instant sort of Graviton Dragon combo.
Dragon Strike coming through. Gigantti find the first pick. Sparker ends up going down, and now Zappis on the big flank. Wants to try and take out. Oh, damn it! Oh, he didn't stand a chance. That's unfortunate. Davin actually gets 3 kills. One with the Venomine as well. Yofi's going to go down as well. British Hurricane now in a very, very odd situation. Little Bo just tries for the twirl and whirl, and he does manage to get the resurrection off. Team Gigantti do lose a healer, but they're on the point. There's all 5 of them ready and raring to go. Only needs to deal with the Doomfist now. Denon ends up going down. Last 2% need to be claimed. Yofi wasn't long for this world. One still contesting, but this should be it.
Another triple kill for the snipers. They're really just going off on one here and there, Jawson. One of the combos that's been very interesting here is Zappis demanding a lot of attention. He goes up towards his enemy snipers and starts in with a primary fire. He knows he can get the drop on them and get the headshot, but instead he uses the prime fire. He applies the slow, and that means Davin is able to get the easiest headshots of his life. We saw it happen on Daned. We saw it happen on Sparker as well, because the enemy sniper starts to panic. They're no longer thinking about that door. They're thinking, there's a May freezing me. I've got to headshot this guy. I've got to get away right now. But they're not paying attention to Davin. Gets himself a triple kill, opens it up.
You're playing the game in 0.5 speed is what you're doing when a May's chasing you. It's just unfortunate. Davin got to kill the Venomine as well. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe just threw it in. It just ended up exploding on the May.
The damage can just be so much when they've only got a single healer. They can't afford to really... They can't demand Yofi's attention. It's like, I'm trying to keep Hattie alive. And like, but it smells.
I'm dying. Venomine's killing me. Please heal me. I don't want to use Ice Block for a Venomine.
Go for the health pack, my dude.
It's like, well, I can't because, you know, they're on the point. This just turns into an argument. It just doesn't work out very well. Hurricane now on the offense and Gigantti on the defense. Gigantti with a 3-minute and 50-second time bang. Not too bad at all. Did take them 2 attempts at attacking point B, but they managed to claim 2 ticks, or like 94% as well of the second. So one just initial push there would have won it out for them, and it did do that. Now I want to see what Gigantti are going to run out on defense here. It's going to be Holt Hook with the Orisa and the with the Hog 2. They've got Davin on the Widow, but Zap is actually going to go on the May instead of a Hanzo. So he's looking to either protect the Roadhog and the Orisa from getting Holt and then hooked, or even just cut off the team as they do come in.
I do prefer the usage of the Roadhog over the Junkrat, because I think the Junkrat Riptire is very easily dispatched when you're up against double sniper. Either the Hanzo or the Widow can just hit one shot on it and it'll go away. It's only got 100 HP, so having the additional win condition of going for a Holt Hook combo between Milkyman and Zupe is a great place to be as a team on the defense, especially when people are going to have to come through these 2 narrow choke points. You can get a lot of people with those Holts, and look at all the shield pressure that's coming through onto Hattie's shield.
Nice little wall. That's what we wanted to see. Down on the hand, so yeah, that Storm Arrow is pretty much only going to be saved for that shield. It just rips through it. It's kind of disgusting. Or doing a little bit of poke damage like that, of course.
I don't think it's the best value.
Now Spark is up on the high rise here. Only has to worry about one target, and that is going to be Davin.
Good use of information there. They used the Sonic Arrow to make sure Spark can go up and take that shot for free. They knew Davin wasn't going to be able to try and play it.
What a shot. Fortunately, doesn't land it on the head. Leaf does get resurrected in the end. They knew Sparkle was on the floor. There's the window coming out, though. Amplification Matrix doing so much work in the front line. Hattie does get saved, though, as well by the Immortality Field, which also just does so much in these comps. It's so hard to take it down as well. It's like, what direct damage fire do you have apart from like your Hog and maybe the Widow, but she doesn't want to focus that at all. Milkman does end up trading. Hattie is going to go down as well, but Danid in this corner. Lilbo's still alive somehow. Dragon Strike coming through also. British Hurricane have got a tick on the board, but Davin is still going to be there. Danid ends up going down. I don't know about these Dragon Strikes, man. Danid's been letting these go when it's seemingly a lost fight. There's 2 people up. He's like, maybe I can just clutch it out. They run out of cooldowns. Maybe I can find somebody.
Turns out versus Gigantti, you're going to need a little bit more than clutch. Speaking of what you're going to need, both teams have these infra sites. Like we said, they inform so much. And one of the things I really like from British Arcade at the moment is how much Danid and Sparker are sharing information. Sparker's staying back, waiting till he's told it's safe to go and peek on that main bridge because Davin's otherwise occupied.
Oh, beautiful little pull there. And little hook as well, cancel the healing. Zupe is going to go down, though. Nice little kill for Hattie. Gigantti have those sites activated as well, so they know exactly where they are. Supercharger is going to get popped for Team Gigantti as well, as they do rotate back on the point. They're going to be able to use that 8 seconds rather wisely. Amplification Matrix coming through. Milky Man, before he hits the ground, ends up dying instantly. Amplification Matrix doing so much work, and there's the Immortality Field as well to save him from the Mei. Zappis ends up falling, and now Hurricane storming the point. Leaf is also going to go down. That should be it. 2 ticks, and the third should be acquired rather easily. Tracer from Zerpe to try and stall some additional time. The Hurricane, they end up getting it, and they got ults to spare as well. They got that Supercharger coming up soon, and they got Whole Hog as well. They can push everybody back, even destroy those Mei walls as well.
They do. They are going to potentially have to vote mitigate the incoming Blizzard from Zappis. And what's the easiest way to do that? Just eat up Snowball. Eat up the best friend of Mei, you absolute monster, Happy Cool. If you're feeling particularly evil, that's what they need. If they want to remove Team Gigantti in earnest from this point, then Rocket can follow it up with that Whole Hog. Daned desperately wants to get this Dragon Strike as well. There's so much positioning here. Leaf, just shut it down.
Yeah, well, Leaf gets shut down eventually, but Leaf is on the defense, of course, so has way better spawns. That's the first 2 picks that you definitely want. Yopi and Bulk end up falling, and that should be just a retreat. 4 minutes and 40 seconds, but still no ults were actually used here by British Hurricane, so it's not the biggest loss in the world.
The same for Team Gigantti. It was critical that they win that fight, because now they've got the Dragon Strike ready, they've got the Valkyrie ready. Lilbo, though, he needs to be careful. When he's got that free flight, he cannot go up too high. Sparker and Daned, they're going to be looking for him. The same with the Hulk Hook from Brock and Hattie. They open up with a Supercharger already. This could be a safe place for it, but will it have the sightlines to support them on the point?
Dragon Strike coming out for British Hurricane. It's going to split somebody. Actually, ends up getting Littlebow. That wasn't even halted in either. It's just a clean kill. Blizzard coming through as well. Beautiful hold there to stick everybody together so they can't escape. Leaf finds 2 with the Dragon Strike as well. Self-destruct in the middle of the bridge, doesn't find all of anything. And when Leaf end up going down, that's a lot of damage now. Not available for Team Gigantti, but they're still going to have the better spawns. Davin and Zerpe have ults coming up too.
And he can. There is going to be down, and they're trying to get the pick here onto Zappis to snore that brawl on the point, Jaws.
Yeah, Zerpe and Milky Man are going to go down as well. Now Valkyrie's coming in for Yofi. This should be good. Sparker has the sight, so they know exactly where they're coming from as well. Leaf is going to fall, and now Yofi going for the mano-a-mano kill onto Davin. Pretty easy when you're a Valkyrie Mercy. Now they have 2 ticks, building up to the thirds. No Gigantti members were able to get back in time, and they managed to complete round 2 with time in the bank.
How did Lilbo die to that Dragon Strike is my question. We didn't see an Orisa assist in the kill feed, so there was no halt. He was in Valkyrie. Maybe he popped that late to try and get away from a Dragon Strike, but at any rate, you lose your only support ultimate, Jaws, in what I thought was actually a poor Dragon Strike. It didn't look like it really bisected anybody. Everyone just moved onto a point together. They weren't forced into a more vulnerable area. But that's a large mistake there from a Mercy that potentially, if it hadn't happened, Gigantti would have been able to win out that fight. So not only would they have the damage, for healing rather, they'd have the damage boost, so they could have the advantage when it comes to shield break. Happy actually did something really cool in that when he was getting frozen by the Mei Blizzard after he failed to eat it, he actually used his self-destruct to sort of save himself because it resets the CC timer because you technically become a new character. So he uses that. He does die in that instance and he gets resurrected, but it also meant that everyone couldn't move forward to try and capitalize on other frozen members because you don't have that moving shield of a Reinhardt. Once Milky Man's put down his shield, that's all you've got until the next 8 seconds are gone.
What a time bank they hold as well. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's basically like starting the entire map all over again almost. A little bit of difference though. 50 seconds to 34, not too bad. There you go. Quick math for you, Harry. It's getting pretty hot in here, so...
Beautiful mathematics.
Yeah.
That's an A-level right there.
My brain is moving ever so slowly. It's about 1 billion degrees.
We'll be trying to overclock Jaws to take a look at what British Hurricane are proffering on the defense. Once again, it's going to be the solo support with Yofi, this time on the Baptiste. It's going to be looking to use that Immortality Field. They do now have the triple tank. They think this works a little bit better against what Team Gigantti are going to be running. Actually, it's Gigantti on the defense. I'm confused because Davin's blue in our UI.
Yeah.
Or rather green. I don't even know colors today.
Yeah, it's
What
okay.
is going on?
It's pretty warm here. We'll just blame it on that again.
Absolutely.
That's all you need to do. Just find one thing and just continue to blame it on.
Absolutely.
There you go. Holt. Attempted hook. Nice headshot by Sparker. Davin ends up going down. Gigantti down a person. Now down there, down 2. Zappis ends up going down as well. Resurrection from Little Bo gets Davin up. Zerpe in a lot of trouble. Happy Cool gets yoinked in, but was able to save himself. And now Baptiste building up towards that ult. Amplification Matrix coming up soon. Everybody gets blown away from it, though. Are they going to be able to capitalize? I don't think so. Almost reversed. Yofi had Danny were like, let's get in front of it. There's so much damage we can do! And then what happens? Well, a whole hog just like blowing you away.
The Elbow there made an interesting decision. He actually just popped his Valkyrie when he had like no need for mobility, but he just wanted the extra healing per second onto a single target because he wanted the additional range of the beam as well, so that he could just heal Zippe from the safety of the building. He knew that the snipers couldn't really get to him there. He just needed to keep his Roadhog alive while that whole hog was active. He knew there was no way to use the take a breather. Davin now throwing out these shots for free, almost got himself the Infrasight. Sparker's already used his, and there it is. Davin now has the advantage. Both the snipers have the advantage going up against their enemy because they'll have the sights available.
Yeah, Mookie Man has that supercharger as well. Hattie's a little bit further behind, but that should be gained rather swiftly. Amplification Matrix coming up too. That's a whole lot of bonus damage available for Hurricane at this current moment in time. Davin finds the first kill though. Supercharger comes down for Team Gigantti. Instantly though, Leaf is going to fall. Amplification Matrix is going to get denied once again. That Blizzard gets thrown out. Now you can't stand in front of the window. So Harry, what are you going to do? Well, you're going to die. And Gigantti are going to continue to hold this point. Nice little stagger onto Happy Cool as well. And now 3 minutes of the time bank disappearing. They're 1 minute and 15 seconds left. And because, Harry, these comps are so slow to set up, what does that mean?
It means you're only going to really get one fight out of this. And not only that, it may well be an undermanned fight as far as ultimates go. What are you going to try and do? Maybe halt people into the self-destruct. You're going to try and have to get creative. Maybe you can zone first. Get Davin to use that Dragon Strike. Put everyone in a single place. Then get Happy Call to run in the bomb over it, combining with the halt. There's the superchargers to open it up, but Leaf is more than ready.
Self-destruct aim right at that corner. Both Dragons are going to get traded in both corners also. Mookie Man ends up going down. Hattie finds the first kill. Good start for British Hurricane. However, the Resurrection still manages to get through and the shield is replaced. Gigantti have no ults remaining. Hurricane have one ult coming up. In fact, two. As Sparker gets his, there's the Amplification Matrix as well. Davin's on the flank, but the rest of his team are in massive danger. They're scurrying for cover. Gigantti, they're going to lose a tick. Hurricane managed to gain one, and now all they need to do is clean the rest of Gigantti off.
Beautiful defense matrix there. Does save the incoming Roadhog from the shrapnel. And doesn't look like actually going to cap this. They get 30 extra seconds. Rocket, he's went up. Do I change up? British Hurricane going to change up for entire composition here, potentially. Maybe they want to go for a 3-3 just to roll on in. Pockets over onto his end now. The additional damage from that Discord Orb may be critical in removing Milky Man or Zippe from a point. You know how annoying they can be. Daned, the Sonic Arrow. The information has been given over to his teammates, trying to inform Spark. But you can see Davin, he was playing so safe behind that shield until it broke. He knew that he'd be able to take any of these duels because Spark is playing a little bit higher up, away from Hattie.
Daned checking the flanks with the Sonic Arrow. You can see him flipping backwards and forwards to make sure no one's going to flank him. He's going to go on a flank as well. This is going to come through. Caddy to the point. Instantly gets taken out. He couldn't move anywhere. Couldn't even press shift by the looks of it. Davin taking the head off Sparker as well.
Oh,
nice headshot on
beautiful.
Yofi. That's what you want to see at the end of a round. Gigantti going to hold on point B.
And that was just perfect right there. You use the Dragon Strike to funnel people into a specific area, then you put the Blizzard on top of them after. I wasn't a huge fan of how British Hurricane handled their engagement in the final fight on A, because they opened up with the self-destruct into the corner, like you said, placed it very precisely there because they knew, oh, everyone's there, but then everyone moves away from the corner, and in the same moment you send the Dragon Strike into the corners, they're already moving away. You got to make them make the choice. You got to put the Dragon Strike away from the corner, so if they want to move away from the incoming self-destruct, they've got to run through that hungry dragon. It was a much more messy fight than it had to be. But where there's messy, there is cleanliness. Gigantti clean and making sure Hattie was gone. They had no shield to protect themselves moving on to the point, and that meant Davin, headshot after headshot, cleans him on up.
Now British Hurricane have to defend. 3 minutes and 50 seconds is in the time back for Gigantti. Looks like Hurricane actually want to just run, almost standard goats. They got Bok on the Ana. I mean, you might as well at this point. With 2-2-2 coming in. Unfortunately, Goats is rest in peace. It's been a fun comp, honestly, to cards for a long time, and to play too. I think every role felt so valued. Like support sometimes felt like a little bit undervalued every now and then. It's like, yeah, we just nano boost the Genji and the Genji kills people, right? But with someone like Zander and Lucio, you all have those big, impactful ultimates in place.
Yeah, it was really sort of like the meta of where Lucio began to be appreciated because of the playmaking potential of a boot. You can see British Hurricane, they're hiding out, they want to get a quick engagement. They don't want to allow Davin to set up, but they're actually going to give up this ground here. Davin's going to be very hard to challenge up on that archway that we've seen snipers so consistently go. Gigantti, though, going back to spawn. They say, okay, you guys going to play 3-3? Cool, we'll just play 3-2-1. We think that Davin's for Sombra. He's for Magic here to try and make it work.
Yeah, Davin's going to want to settle with the CMP. It's going to be fairly hard for him to actually build it. Beautiful flame strike and a nade as well. That basically insta-killed Lil Bo. Zuppe and Davin going solo as well. Should be a fairly easy cleanup after this. And a lot of healing charge as well for Vox, also quite nice at the end of the fights. Okay. Hurricane are going to retreat back. Not too bad of a start at all. Gigantti at least know what they're going up against. Davin, they're going to have to wait for him set up, man. He wasn't set up whatsoever. Was waiting for seemingly British Hurricane to drop onto them, but they're not going to do that. Why would they do that? Sombra can't do anything shooting into shield.
Yeah, and Davin's setup time can actually drain the time bank off Team Gigantti. We've got 2 minutes and 40, so it's not dire straits just yet, but Spark has got so much energy to play with. He's going to have to protect his Lucio, though. Hacked. It's a quick back off.
Now he's going to hit the shield as well. A bit unfortunate, but there it is. Zander instantly gets taken down, though. Sparker had that shield available to him as well. Maybe a little bit of a misclick. Now the boost is going to get used onto Hardy to try and clean this fight up now, buy some more space. Flame Strike hits at least one person in the back and earns himself a Earth Shatter.
It's all about Hardy right now. He cannot afford to get shield bashed out of this Earth Shatter. He needs for support as well to try and make this work.
Yeah, Rally's coming in as well from Leaf, so they've all got additional armor now. Milky Man hasn't got his Shadow online just yet. Might get it in a second, though, but EMP's going to come through. This is going to be an easy, clean sweep for Team Gigantti. That EMP gets sent out. The rest is history. British Hurricane die with ults on the board as well, Harry. 1 minute and 52 seconds. Well, we'll say about 45. Will now get changed. Additional 30 seconds remaining, and they only need 33% at point B.
Good EMP generation there from Davin. They knew that Hadi there could have saved it if he used that defensive Earth Shatter to try and take down everyone who was coming to try and follow up on that Graviton Surge. Usually I'd admonish the combination of the Graviton Surge and the EMP, but Gigantti knew if they win that fight, which is exactly what they do with that combination, then they at least guarantee themselves a draw right now. British Hurricane can no longer win this map. They need to hold that first tick, and that's only for the draw. Earth Shatter versus Earth Shatter, but Spark has the advantage. Graviton Surge, ready to go. You can combine it the old way.
There's the grab. Milky Man's got the Shadow as well. Team Gigantti just flailing around in that Graviton Surge. Sparker finds in the kill as well. Huddy does end up going down. The Shadow's going to hit the ground. Two people are dead. Well, they're not dead just yet. Got a bit ahead of himself, and I think so did Milky Man as well. He's taken so much damage on the re-engage. Danny's going to get nanoed as well. Can't kill the Brig anymore. Milky Man ends up falling. Punish for his over-aggression. British Hurricane had the tools in the bank to make it work.
We all know what Hexy says. Support by the way, raid boss with the Brigada. Just run on forward with the rally. Have a nano boost. You're going to be very hard to take down. Looking at British Hurricane right now, their win condition probably going to be go for the Shatter, lay down the self-destruct on top of it. Havlic's taking a bit of an off angle here, making sure that not only can he feed over information from different angles of attack, but also he would not be caught in the same EMP as Davin, because he knows that if Davin goes for an EMP here, he can defend everyone using this.
Yeah, he's looking to beat the potential grab as well. It's not online just yet. Havlic's taking a lot of damage, but so is Milky Man. I can't look at all the directions at once. A beat is going to get used here from Team Gigantti as well as that rally coming out. They're going to have to kill someone rather soon. Huddy gets purpled, but he instantly receives the bubble. And they're going to be more than safe. Hurricane now jumps straight on him, but an EMP is going to come out in advance. Gigantti strip away all of that speed that British Hurricane had coming into this fight, all of that momentum. And now it's all kind of slipping away from them. Hadi had to back all the way up.
Havlic can throw him that surprise self-destruct at any moment. They know what's around though because they have those ticks over their heads thanks to the hacks.
Nano boost straight onto Milky Man. There's the self-destruct you were talking about. The Shadow hits the ground. He doesn't find all of anything. Hadi's going to get nanoed this time around as well. Milky Man hits the Shadow of a lifetime. Three down. But can they find any kills? Sparker somehow still alive. Not for long though. His Zappis ends up claiming his life. A bio grenade from Arna might just seal the deal on Milky Man's life though. He ends up falling. And now the rest of Hurricane can scurry behind Hadi's shield. OT is now in session as well.
Sparker's almost got grab. He needs the energy to make it work though. Hadi's in the corner. He's trying to hold on.
But Davin's got EMP is coming up fairly soon as well. Only 15%. Grab gets launched in. Davin's caught up. He's dead. He's done. He's so finished. Gigantti are going to get halted at the final point. OT's going to tick down. Hurricane have ults to spare as well. And they should just be able to claim a draw on this map. They just need to kill Milky Man. I say that. Hang on a second. They're turning this around. I called this way too soon. I think Ult's going to fall. Danid as well. OT is still there. Somehow Gigantti get back into this fight. They have the grab. They have the EMP as well.
Maybe they could try and make this work. Milky Man's still here and he's swinging away.
Danid's coming in with the rally. Everybody's going to get armor. EMP's going to come out there. Hadi instantly killed off. Zappy still has the grab. Leaf gets slept in the back line, but now they have to deal with Danid. He's on the brink. Somehow Hurricane have come back in this. They end up getting grabbed, but David is still there on the point.
Lucio's still contesting. They're trying to make it work. Hafiko's return on the Doomfist.
Zappe got the nade off Hafiko on the Doom. Someone kill this man. If he just takes control of this game, which he can do, just a one shot onto somebody, he manages to get Little Bo, and he ends up going down. Zappe with another nade kill, but instantly killed off. They need just 2% to get this tick. Hafiko comes back massive on the Doomfist. Even Milky Man on it now as well, but it's instantly killed off. Hurricane, an unbelievable defense on point B. Anubis net themselves a draw.
The respawns just too strong. I gotta give the credit right there to Bucket, the madman on the medic. He managed to hit 2 such impressive Bionades, secured not only picks in that overtime scrappy fight, but also managed to get the pick onto Milky Man early once he was nano boosted. Bucket with the Bionades, we know that this could be an Ana-centric meta, and when you're looking for good Anas, you think about this man in Europe.
Oh man, I was like, okay, it's over, it's okay.
They're all dead.
Daned died, Davin died, he had EMP in 10%, and then somehow, somewhere, Gigantti made it back onto the point and stalled it out for so long, but then it came down to the Doomfist rolling out. And Hafiko with a double kill at the end too. It's all about the support staying alive in those small situations. And like you said, as soon as those nades come through, the anti-healing is just so big. It's more valuable than anything else because you need to sustain, especially if you're the attackers. A death for the attacking side is so much worse than it is for the defending because you have to walk such a great distance to get back to the point.
And not only that, sometimes you have to give up your ultimate charge, knowing how far you have to go back. We saw Milky Man was like, I gotta get back here on the run. I gotta go on the Doomfist. I gotta use the Seismic Slam, the uppercut, and the Rocket Punch to get myself back there. Hafiko did the same thing, but he didn't really need the ultimate as much, so he just came in, got himself a couple of picks. They all went after Zappe as well. They knew this man is doing all the healing. He's keeping everyone who moves on to this point alive. He's got to be a priority target. And they just sort of like let the Wrecking Ball play around for a little bit because they knew that he didn't really have the angles that he needed to hit the big pile drivers.
I think this is the rival match that I think everybody wanted to see. Hurricane managing to find the draw there does mean when we go into a map 3, it's going to be 1-0 still. Kind of a complete reset almost. Oh man, it's got to get into Gigantti's heads as well. You're so close to winning that. You're like, okay, we managed to kill the guy with the EMP. Like, it's going to be okay. We're all good. We have EMP to follow up, right? We've got Grab to follow up too. It's all good, guys. We can go back in. We can win. And
Winnable. Wait, what?
Hafiko gets a double, and then nades fly around, and you're like, well, none of us can get healed, so I guess we're dead, right?
Yeah, but that's definitely like channeling the Team Envy mythos that everything is winnable. Both those teams clutching at straws to try and make that fight work. And with the draw there, unless we get a draw on our hybrid map, this becomes a de facto best of 3.
We'll have to wait and see what goes down. We got nut number 3 coming up soon. Do not go anywhere.